You won't believe what just happened on the biggest night in women's basketball. As the final buzzer sounded and the arena lights dimmed, all eyes were locked on Caitlin Clark. She'd been unstoppable all season, racking up record-breaking points, shattering expectations, and turning every game into her own personal highlight reel. But when the MVP was finally announced, sending shockwaves through the crowd and across social media. What happened next? No one could have predicted, not even the players themselves. As Caitlin Clark stepped forward to accept her hard-earned trophy, the cameras zoomed in on Angel Reese, her rival and once close friend. The tension had been simmering for weeks, but tonight, it boiled over in a way that left everyone speechless. Angel's face twisted in disbelief as the announcement echoed through the arena. Her hands clenched into fists, and the look in her eyes said it all. This wasn't just a loss, it was a betrayal. Fans in the stands gasped. Commentators fumbled for words. Social media erupted in real time. Hashtag Angel vs. Clark and hashtag MVP controversy instantly trending. On the court, Caitlin tried to keep her composure, but you could see the nerves behind her smile. She glanced at Angel one quick, uncertain look. But Angel wasn't having it. Right there in front of the entire world, she let her frustration explode, throwing her headband to the floor and shouting words that would soon become headline news. "This ain't right. Y'all know it." Her voice cracked, echoing through the shocked silence. Teammates tried to calm her down, but Angel was inconsolable. Tears streaked her face as she paced the court, cameras catching every raw emotional second. Fans were divided. Some cheered Caitlin's accomplishment. Others demanded justice for Angel, claiming the league had rigged it all along. What drove Angel to break on the league's biggest stage? What happened between her and Caitlin behind the scenes? And how will this rivalry shape the future of women's basketball? Trust us. You've never seen a meltdown like this. Keep watching because this story is only getting started. The night started like any other championship game, full of electricity, nerves, and the unmistakable scent of popcorn swirling through the packed arena. But everyone knew deep down, this wasn't just another game. This was history in the making. With the two brightest stars of the season, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, standing at the heart of it all, their rivalry had become the heartbeat of the league, drawing record-breaking ratings, sold-out games, and enough social media drama to fill a dozen reality shows. All season long, Caitlin Clark had dazzled. Her three-point shots seemed to defy physics, arcing across the court like guided missiles before swishing through the net with impossible grace. Every game, the buzz grew louder. Commentators called her the Steph Curry of the WNBA. Fans waited for her signature celebrations, the way she'd flash that sly, confident grin after nailing another deep three. Her stats were historic, but so was the pressure. Angel Reese had her own fire. If Caitlin was the league's golden girl, Angel was its hardened, its fighter. Her defense was ruthless, her rebounds relentless, and her trash talk legendary. No one worked harder, no one celebrated louder. Every time she stepped on the court, you could feel her hunger for respect, for something bigger than just numbers on a scoreboard. To her fans, she was a symbol. To her haters, she was controversy. But everyone agreed she was unmissable. Tonight, the energy between the two was different. The world felt it. They'd gone toe-to-toe for months, trading barbs in interviews and subtle jabs in post-game handshakes. Rumors swirled about heated locker room exchanges, icy glances during press conferences, even near fights in the tunnel. But tonight, it was all coming to a head. Tip-off was a battle. Caitlin's nerves showed in the opening minutes. She missed her first shot, then her second. Angel was everywhere, swatting shots, barking orders, pumping up her teammates. By halftime, Angel's team held a slim lead, and the crowd was split down the middle, half chanting MVP, MVP. For Caitlin, the other half drowning them out with Angel. Angel. Backstage, Caitlin's coach, Liz Reynolds, tried to calm her. Stay locked in. Don't play for the cameras, play for your team. But Caitlin's mind was spinning. She'd seen the polls, read the headlines, felt the weight of expectation. Was this her night? Or was the league going to crown Angels just to keep the drama alive? In the other locker room, Angel paced like a caged lion. Her teammates shot. Her anxious glances. They'd never seen her this tense. They want their golden girl to win, she muttered, shaking her head, but they're gonna have to take it from me. The second half was chaos. Lead changes, highlight reels, arguments with refs, technical fouls, and more than one near collision. At half court, Caitlin hit a clutch three that sent her bench erupting. Angel answered with a monstrous block, then stared Caitlin down so hard it made the post-game highlight shows. Both women were playing out of their minds, each possession, feeling like the final battle in a war that had been brewing all year. But then came the fourth quarter. And with it, the pressure. Caitlin started to find her rhythm, threading impossible passes, gliding to the rim, hitting shots that seemed mathematically impossible. For a moment, it looked like she was about to put the game away single-handedly. Angel, meanwhile, was everywhere. At once diving for loose balls, muscling through double teams, shouting herself hoarse to keep her team focused. With 2 minutes left, the score was tied. The arena shook with noise. Every time Caitlin touched the ball, boos and cheers collided in a deafening roar. Angel's teammates looked to her for inspiration, and she delivered a steal, a breakaway, a bucket. Caitlin responded with a dagger, three-pointer sending shockwaves through the stands. Timeout, both teams huddled, sweat-soaked and breathless. Caitlin stared at the scoreboard, her pulse pounding in her ears. Angel clenched her fists, eyes blazing. "Not tonight," she muttered under her breath. The final minute was a blur of missed shots, desperate fouls, and nerves so raw you could almost taste them. With 8 seconds left, the score was still tied. Caitlin had the ball. Angel was guarding. The two titans facing off in a moment that would live forever on highlight reels. Caitlin dribbled, faked, spun, and launched a shot as the buzzer sounded. Time slowed. The ball sailed in an arc so perfect, so cinematic, it felt like fate. The net barely moved, the crowd erupted. Caitlin's teammates mobbed her. Confetti rained down. Somewhere in the chaos, a voice boomed over the arena speakers. And this year's most valuable player, Caitlin Clark. The cheers became deafening. Caitlin, stunned, raised her arms in disbelief. Cameras zoomed in, capturing every tear, every gasp of joy. Her coach hugged her tight, whispering, "You earned this." But then, off the tiled walls, everyone wanting to touch the MVP trophy as if it would bring them luck. The coaching staff did their best to shield Caitlin from the onslaught of reporters. But she could barely hear anything over the pounding in her chest. She had dreamed of this night since she was a kid. But even as she smiled for the cameras, something inside her felt hollow. Every few minutes, someone would shove a phone in her face. "How does it feel to win MVP? Do you think Angel Reese deserved it? Are you and Angel friends off the court?" Caitlin answered as gracefully as she could, but she kept glancing toward the opposite end of the hallway toward the chaos in Angel's locker room there. The mood was utterly different. Angel Reese sat hunched over, her jersey pulled over, her face sobs shaking her shoulders. Her teammates clustered around her, some angry on her behalf, others trying to hide their own disappointment. Her coach, Denise Walker, knelt beside her. "It's not over, Angel. You made history tonight, too. This award, it's politics. It's not who you are." But Angel wasn't ready to hear it. She felt the eyes of the world on her, judging. Every tear, every word, every gesture. A staffer entered with a phone. "TMZ wants a comment. So does ESPN. Everyone's blowing up our socials." Angel shook her head. "No interviews," she mumbled. But even as she said it, her own phone was blowing up texts from family, from old coaches, from friends she hadn't heard from in years. Some messages were supportive. You were robbed. Hold your head high. Others, not so much. Bad sportsmanship? You embarrassed yourself? Meanwhile, outside the locker rooms, fans camped out in the arena, some chanting Angel's name, others still celebrating Caitlin. On social media, the conversation grew more heated by the hour. Hashtags like #Justice for Angel and #Caitlin deserved it trended worldwide. Old highlight reels resurfaced, Angel's blocks, Caitlin's threes, every viral handshake and icy stare from the season. Everyone became an expert, dissecting every play, every foul, every post-game quote. The drama wasn't just on the court. Networks scrambled for exclusive interviews. Sports talk shows filled entire hours debating whether the league had a bias, whether Angel's personality hurt her chances, or whether Caitlin's rise was simply inevitable. Former players chimed in. Angel's heart and hustle can't be measured by a trophy, one legend tweeted. Another argued MVP is about the numbers. Caitlin earned every vote. As the hours ticked by, both women found themselves unable to sleep. Caitlin sat alone in her hotel room, MVP trophy on the nightstand, scrolling through social media. The congratulations felt empty. The criticism stung more than she cared to admit. She wanted to reach out to Angel to say something, anything, but what could she say? I'm sorry you didn't win, sounded wrong. You played great. Would feel like a slap. Besides, what if Angel didn't want to hear from her? On the other side of the city, Angel was wide awake too. She replayed the moment over and over in her head. The announcement, her meltdown, the looks from her teammates. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Caitlin's face holding that trophy. She wanted to scream, to fight, to prove herself all over again. Instead, she scrolled through angry DMs, her fingers shaking, her heart pounding with a mix of rage and heartbreak. The league office wasn't. When she finally emerged, the stadium lost its mind. The ovation was thunderous, half adoration, half anticipation. Was she here to redeem herself or to burn it all down? The game tipped off. At first, both stars played it cool. Caitlin ran the offense with surgical precision, racking up assists, playing unselfishly. Angel was all business, crashing the boards, setting monster screens, barking orders. But the fans wanted fireworks, and soon. The tension started to show. Midway through the second quarter, Caitlin drilled a step-back three right in Angel's face. The crowd went wild. Angel clenched her jaw, nodded, and the next possession bullied her way to the rim for an and one, staring Caitlin down the entire walk to the free throw line. The benches cheered. The fans screamed. The commentators called it must-see TV. Then, just before halftime, it finally boiled over. Caitlin swiped the ball, sprinted for a breakaway, and Angel never won to. Back down hunted her down with a chase-down block so loud it echoed around the arena. The two collided, tumbled to the floor, and as they untangled, words were exchanged, heated, raw, and picked up by every microphone in the building. Referees separated them. Coaches pulled them aside, but the damage was done. Fans at home lit up Twitter. Angel Reese isn't backing down. Caitlin Clark is still that girl. And inevitably, is this rivalry tearing the league apart? In the locker room, tempers flared. Angel's teammates urged her to play smart, don't let them bait you. Caitlin's friends reminded her to keep your head, don't get sucked in. But both women were running on emotion, adrenaline, and years of slights, real and imagined. The second half was basketball at its best and most chaotic. Angel played with a chip on her shoulder, grabbing every rebound, scoring through double teams, shouting directions like a general. Caitlin responded with ice-cold shooting, no-look passes, and a quiet intensity that left her defenders shaking their heads as the game ticked down to the final minutes. Both teams were tied again. Destiny, it seemed, had scripted another buzzer-beater finish. In the closing seconds, Caitlin brought the ball up, dribbling at the top of the key. Angel locked on her like a shadow. Caitlin faked right, spun left, let it fly. The shot arced high, hung in the air, and this time bounced off the rim. Angel snagged the rebound, racing down the court for one final shot. Time expired as her layup dropped through the net. The crowd erupted. Angel's single quotes as team had won. Silence hung between the two rivals at half court. Sweat dripped, cameras flashed. Both women stared at each other, exhausted, raw, but connected by a mutual respect that only true competitors know. Caitlin nodded. Angel, breathing hard, finally cracked a small smile. She extended a hand. Caitlin shook it. The arena exploded into cheers. For all the chaos, all the controversy, something had shifted as the game ended and players hugged. Both Caitlin and Angel were swarmed by reporters, teammates, and fans. No one could say for sure what would happen next. But as the lights dimmed and the arena emptied, everyone knew this rivalry had become the soul of the league. Messy, beautiful, and absolutely unforgettable. The headlines would scream, the highlights would play, and the debates would rage on. But for the first time, Caitlin and Angel had written a chapter together, one that was about more than trophies or stats. It was about pride, pain, and finally, respect. So, after everything, the tension, the tears, the epic rematch, and that electric handshake at center court, where do Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese go from here? Is this the birth of basketball's greatest rivalry? Or the start of an unlikely friendship that could change the game forever? Fans everywhere are still buzzing, dissecting every moment, every stare down, every post-game quote. Was Angel Reese finally vindicated? Or did Caitlin Clark prove she's still the league's queen? And what about that handshake? Was it genuine respect or just a truce before the next battle? One thing's for sure, the drama isn't over. With both stars locked in as the faces of the league, the next season is set to be even wilderful of surprises, power moves, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of healing. The world will be watching to see if these two can push each other to greatness, or if the rivalry will explode all over again. Now, it's your turn. What do you think happens next? Are you hashtag Team Angel or hashtag Team Caitlin? Or do you just love the showdowns? Will this rivalry lift women's basketball to new heights? Or is it destined to end in more heartbreak? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get this debate going. Don't forget to smash that like button if you loved the drama. Subscribe for more exclusive updates and jaw-dropping sports stories. And ring the bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Because in this league, anything can happen. And trust us, the best is yet to come. Stay tuned, stay messy, and keep your eyes on the court. Because if tonight taught us anything, it's that legends are made under the brightest lights. And the real story is just getting started. See you in the next one.